Hi, I'm Tara McGuire, Valley Brook's VB Kids Director, and in this video I'm going to share what the church is and why it's important for you to be a part of a church community. So what is the church? Church is a gathering or movement of people who choose to follow Jesus. It's not an address, not a building, it's not a service time. It's a gathering of men and women, young and old, singles and families who said yes to Jesus, identify as his followers, are worshiping God, caring for one another, and sharing the news of Jesus with others. Whenever the word church appears in the Bible, it means an assembly or gathering of people for a common purpose. The purpose of the church is God's plan to help others meet, know, and follow Jesus by sharing the good news of Jesus with others. Now, when talking about the church, it's quite possible some of you have been hurt by a church, or more specifically, people within a church. Maybe someone mistreated to you, lied to you or about you, abused you, or any number of other things to create distrust in you for the church or for Christians. If that's your story or someone you know, I'm very sorry that happened. Whether they hurt you intentionally or unintentionally, churches are imperfect and filled with flawed people. It isn't God's plan for churches to hurt people. So if you've been hurt by a church and are watching this now, I'm thankful that you are not willing to give up on God. The church is God's plan to make himself known to others. Jesus says in Matthew 5:13 through 16, Christians are the salt of the earth and the light to the world. Churches are different from the world around us by having the light of Christ shining in and through us. We are to let that light shine so others see it and they will praise our Father in heaven. It's important to be part of a church because it's where you can learn more about God by hearing and studying the Bible together, worshiping together along others, praying together, and for one another. It's where we can care for one another and we can share the good news of Jesus with others. It's important to be part of a church because we cannot do this on our own. Hebrews 10:25 challenges Christians to not neglect meeting together with the church. Rather, we are to spur one another on and encourage one another. Now, throughout the New Testament, there are more than 50 one another passages instructing Christians on how we are to care for one another, such as love one another, forgive one another, bear with one another, encourage one another, and so on. The church is at its best when we are living out the one another's, and we are at our best spiritually growing when we are walking in them through the power of the Holy Spirit. Another way to grow in your faith is by joining a small group Bible study in the church or to be discipled by another Christian who's further along in their faith walk. Now, these are places where you can learn more about God, what spiritual gifts God has given you, build relationships with other Christians, and strengthen yourself through the challenges of being a Christian. If you're interested in joining a small group or being discipled or just want more information about it, let us know on the Connect card. Now, I have found church to be so important to my life, and I've seen its impacts on the lives of others, and I hope you do too. Now, in the next video, you're going to learn more about the meaning of baptism.